Hello friends, and welcome back to Beauty and B Movies with me, Pale Kale. The topic of conversation today is the 1988 film Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Yeah, this is where we're at. Most people consider this B-movie mecca, so here we go. Let's jump right into it. The plot of the film is exactly what it sounds like. Killer Klowns from outer space. What would a killer clown do for like a full beat? I really kind of just want to jump into it because this is a truly wacky, insane ride of a movie. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm wearing my Welcome to Horrorland shirt, my Goosebumps shirt, because I thought clowns, amusement park, they're kind of like same. I equate them with each other. I also wore my Pennywise socks. I don't even know if you can see that. Wore my Pennywise socks too because I wanted to be really clowned out for this one. So if you would like to hear me talk about Killer Klowns from Outer Space and see me do this kind of bright, circus-inspired look, give this video a little watch. Dun, 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 dun. Let's get into Killer Klowns from Outer Space. This is gonna be the one to do me in. We open up our film with a banger of a song, and enjoy that while you can, because that is the best part of this film. I actually thought that all the music that they use in this is pretty good. We also get some really fun generic beer branded beers. So right away we meet our main duo, Mike and Debbie. They are hanging out at what I guess is like a lover's lane situation. They call it the top of the world, so I think it's on a hill or something.
Find the flashlight in that car, Man Ray.
With pleasure.
Hey man, that's not cool.
Creative. They're hanging out, you know, drinking champagne like you do when you're a teenager. And who else rolls up but the Terenzi brothers? Now, the Terenzi brothers are like these 45-year-old guys that drive an ice cream truck for some reason. It's unclear. Apparently, Mike thinks that they're fucking awesome, though. He's like obsessed with them. He's like, those guys are so funny. I hang out with them when I want a crazy night. Who are we to argue with Mike? I don't think their dates think that they're too hot, though. This girl over here has the right idea.
Take us home right now.
Yeah.
Take it easy. Keep your shirt on.
Don't worry, we intend to.
Can't say I blame her at all. If you're wondering why my setup is weird too, I had to move some things around, so I moved over a little bit. You just might see me ducking over here more, because that's where my book is. And we all know I can't remember shit. So Mike and Deb are about to get busy in the back of this. It's the back of Mike's car, but they're in like an inflatable raft or something or other. It's unclear why. Maybe Mike is just like an outdoorsman. I don't really get that vibe from him, but who knows? They're about to get busy when a flash of light goes across the sky. Debbie's like, we should go follow it. We should go check it out. Mike's kind of like, no, let's stay here and do what we do, you know, on Lover's Lane. Debbie wants to go follow this, what they've kind of decided as a comet, I guess. They jump in the car, they get to stepping. And Old Man Jenkins over here has kind of the same idea.
Did you see that little old sky jockey zip down in their poo?
Old Man Jenkins follows this comet or whatever he thinks it is, but instead of finding a comet, he finds a huge circus tent out in the middle of the woods.
Well, I'll be greased and fried. What in blue blazes the circus doing up in these parts?
That's suspicious, but he decides to investigate. He's like, oh, I want to find the ticket counter or whatever. I don't know. He's having a good time. He investigates, but I don't even know how to just watch. This happens.
My dog. Where's my Pooh Bear? I'll tear this thing apart with my bare hands.
Listen, there's gonna be a lot of this movie that I have a hard time even explaining, that I just wanna show you what happens. This is one I would recommend watching before you watch this video because it's so bizarre that it'll help if you watch the movie first. What I'm saying won't be so weird and wacky. You can still see Clover back there. Oh my god, she looks like a pillow pet. That is a massive kitty. Everybody hide the lasagna. We got a Garfield on our hands. Clover, hi. She's so cute. Okay, get this blended out. Blend, 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 blend. So I bet you thought that this part of the scene was gonna be the goofiest part of the scene. Well, buddy, think again. We got this little dude showing up. And I guess he like kills Farmer Bob. I don't know, he's gone. And when we see him next, he is deceased. We're catching candid moments on film right now. I feel like Gale Weathers. Oh! Sorry, that was very distracting. But I guess he like kills the farmer. I don't know. We'll see the farmer again, and he's definitely, he did. So next we get to meet our run-of-the-mill horror movie cops. We've got Dave, who is like a do-gooder cop that wants to make a difference in this crazy world. And we've got his counterpart, Mooney, who is just this like cantankerous old timer. He's really rough around the edges. He's just a bad time, you know? He's a maximum bummer. Something tells me these two aren't gonna quite get along.
And it's scum like you that are killing this town.
Come on, Kurt, come on, Kurt, now just take it easy. Just
What's the matter, Dave?
So yeah, we just get a little bit of insight into their relationship, and that's kind of all that happens in this scene. Back at the circus tent, Debbie and Mike have found this crazy circus tent, and Mike has some pretty keen insights.
What's a circus tent doing all the way out here? It's a pretty lousy location for a show.
Debbie wants to bail because this is creepy. They're in the middle of the woods, like, what's going on? Why are we in the middle of the woods and there's a circus tent out here? So she's kind of weirded out. She wants to get the hell out of there. Mike insists on looking around. He's like, no, this is great.
That's where little ladies dip right up here and see Gumbo, the toothless elephant.
I don't know why he would think that, but hey, I mean, I think like cemeteries are cool, so who am I to judge Mike? And he's got some pretty profound stuff to say.
This is no fun house.
Wow. Riveting stuff, Mike. So profound. When he's saying that, like, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. They uncover what they think is a nuclear, silo, I think he says.
What is it, a nuclear power plant?
No.
A missile silo?
No.
A military base?
No!
Debbie is convinced that this is like a spaceship, which is kind of where the space element comes into this. I mean, I guess it was already in this because of the comment. I don't know. I'm scattered. So they also stumble into this like enormous room filled with these, I guess they think it's, they keep saying like, oh, they're cotton candy cocoons, which you'll hear me say that like 50 times in this video. Honestly, you could probably like do a drinking game of how many times I say cotton candy cocoons today, because it's going to be a lot. Maybe don't do that. You might die. They instantly are like, oh my God, look at all these, this is a cotton candy factory. I just think they look like pink felt sacks. I don't know, it didn't give me cotton candy at all. I mean, to be fair, I don't want to harp on it too much because this was made on a cool 1.8 mil budget, which we all know that's not really anything when it comes to making a movie. And obviously they had to have a writer to give Mike these, you know, super astute lines that he's spouting. I don't want to fault them too much for that. So the kids quickly discover that something kind of fishy's going on, obviously. They are talking about these cotton candy sacks or whatever, and Debbie's like, this isn't cotton candy, which, yeah, smart of you, Deb, because that's literally like Spirit Halloween fake spider webs that were dyed pink. That's what it looks like. She kind of, or no, I think it's Mike. He grabs the cocoon and kind of pulls some of the cotton candy off to be like, look, this is cotton candy. And of course he touches the exact right spot and reveals Farmer Old Man Jenkins, Old Man Withers, whatever his name was, I can't remember. It's his face. And I have to give them credit here because this shot was creepy as hell. I don't know if it's like pink goo or blood or what, but there's some sort of like viscous substance all over his face. So honestly solid. I'm not mad at it. It's kind of a sick shot. I'll give them that. I like to give credit where it's due. So unfortunately for Mike and Debbie, they've been had. They get got. We get these enormous clowns that show up. I will also give credit here. The clowns that they created for this are pretty creepy. They did a really good job with like the costuming and the effects, and I don't even know how they created them, but they look creepy. I'm not really super like afraid of clowns necessarily. I think they're a little creepy. More so what bothers me about clowns is that they don't have any kind of, they don't understand what a bubble is. Especially if you have kind of RBF or like a resting bitch face. I feel like clowns just come up to you and they're like, oh, I'm gonna got your nose, or I'm gonna touch your head. Does my face look like I want to be touched ever? That's my resting face. It's like this. That tells you that I want you to come up and fucking boot me on the nose? I don't think so. I don't think so. I really want clowns to like get with the picture. They need to get it together. Not everybody wants to be fucking touched by your gross, grimy clown glove. That's besides the point. Anyway, the clowns show up here. Unfortunately for Debbie and Mike, they get chased out of the fun house by what's this? A clown with a popcorn gun? The audacity! The unmitigated gall. They get chased out of the circus tent, and I do have to mention, I love so much with all of my heart that the popcorn is like clinging to their clothes. Like, it's literally, are they wearing Velcro? They have to be. There has to be Velcro or something on their clothes. Or maybe the popcorn was just sewn on or something. I don't know. But it is, I mean, they're standing straight up and there's just popcorn clinging to all of their clothes and in their hair. And I loved this. I was like, that's so camp. So Mike and Debbie narrowly escape death by Redenbacher, and they get the hell out of there, and we get my second favorite part of the movie. So they hit the clowns with their car while they're trying to escape, right? So they're laid out on the ground like, oh fuck man, like what just happened? And they get up and start making their way to town, just like waddling their big fat clown asses to town, and it's just this like metal track playing. What is happening here on this day? I just can't get enough of the way they walk. It does something for me. It really made me laugh. Deborah and Michael, they go to the boys in blue for backup and kind of tell them what's going on, which I to be honest, I don't super blame the cops on this one. In this scenario, I don't blame them for being like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? It's kind of an unlikely story. I mean, Dave, like I said, he's a do-gooder, you know, he seems to want to help, but this is what he's working with.
This circus tent. And that's when we went inside, and that is when we saw those people in those pink cotton candy cocoons.
Old timer Mooney over here, he's not having it. He even says the name of the movie in the movie.
Killer clowns from outer space. Holy shit.
So it becomes pretty apparent right away that Deb and Dave over here have had some kind of little rinky-dink going on. I think they broke up or something. It's very boring. But it does make Dave like super pissed at only Mike for a lot of this movie. Like he's very protective of Debbie. I think he even calls her Little Debbie, which is like, that's a whole nother layer of weird, especially if Debbie is a high school student, which I assume they all are in this movie. Maybe I'm wrong. Sound off in the comments below if I'm wrong. I think they're all high school students, no? So if that's the case, why was she dating a cop who's in like his mid-20s? Dave is clearly young, but he's not young enough to be dating a high schooler. I don't know. It's weird. It's just weird that he calls her Little Debbie and she's younger than him. He's in a position of power and they dated and now they're not dating and he's like mad at Mike. He's like pissed at him. He's gonna take Mike to the spot where the comet landed and not Debbie. He like drives Debbie home and he's like, get the fuck out of my car. Like you're just a girl. You don't get, the men are working. We're going up there. He drops little Miss Snack Cakes off and they head up to the site of the circus tent so that Mike can show Dave, hey man, we're not joshing you, like this is what's going on. In the meantime, the clowns have arrived in town and they're here to fuck shit up. I love how they've just come to like wreak havoc on the town. Like they show up and all the townspeople are like super blasé about it.
Pizza.
Oh, pizza.
That would not be my reaction to some freaky 8-foot tall clown standing in my doorway with another clown that pops up out of the pizza box. But go off. Sure, Margaret. Whatever you say, girl. I mean, it doesn't really matter because she turns into cotton candy anyway. They drop off Debbie so that the men can go fight the good fight. And what's this? The circus tent is gone. So obviously things escalate pretty quickly.
Where is it?
Yeah, that's what I'd like to know, pal.
It was right there where that hole is. Look, we saw it. That's a fact.
I'll tell you what the facts are, mister. You said people are being killed. Now, where are the bodies? Oh, so now you just think you saw.
No, I know what I saw. I just can't prove it. My proof is gone.
Yeah, right.
See what I mean about Dave only being mad at Mike? Like, it doesn't make any... He's, like, manhandling him and shit. He's blaming him for everything. He's like, you made Debbie lie to me and all this shit. And it's like, girl, okay, Dave. I don't know what you want, buddy. But anyway, Dave straight up arrests Mike. Only Mike, not Debbie. Because he's like, no, fuck this guy. Super, super mad. He arrests Mike and is going to take him back to town because he's convinced that they filed a false police report or whatever. I didn't really see them file a report, but I'm assuming that's why he's mad at him. He thinks that he's lying about the killer clowns from outer space. Let's go back over to the clowns and see what's going on with them, right? So the baby clown over here, I don't remember his name. Honestly, I don't think they ever say any of the clowns' names. I think they're in the credits and stuff like that, but I'm not fucking deep diving like that. I had a hard time even getting through this one. Spoiler alert, but I had a hard time getting through this one. I got through it 3 times, and I'll dive into that at some other point, but I had a hard time getting through this one, so I did the best that I could. But little baby clown guy over here, he runs into some bikers, and they basically destroy his little bike or whatever, which I actually kind of, I don't know, I thought it was kind of sad. It's so stupid, but I thought it was kind of sad. I was like, you know, leave him alone, whatever. To be fair, this clown is an evil alien, so I don't know why I'm sympathizing with the baby clown, but in this moment, I felt bad for the little guy. I don't feel super bad for him though, because he tries to like fight the biker guy after he destroys his little tricycle or whatever. He straight up pulls a Jason Takes Manhattan and just punches the guy's head off.
What are you gonna do? Knock my block off?
I also want to mention in this scene that I really like the set design. See, this is where that 1.8 mil went. Let's check out some of this graffiti. We've got no butt, no putt, no grass, no ass. Truly poetic words that I enjoyed. So anyway, the clown punches the guy's head off. It's a severed head that flies into the trash can, and since it's a severed head, we all know what that means.
Damn.
What? No. If it's a severed head, I'll be very upset. Obviously. We get back to the station and Mooney is like convinced that this whole thing is a conspiracy against the police department because obviously the towns have come to town to clown around. So people are calling the police station, right, and being like, hey, these clowns are fucking with my shit. Like, can you get down here? Mooney has been convinced that this is all the work of the Terenzi brothers. Remember those, like, 45-year-old guys that drive around in an ice cream truck for some reason and say weirdly explicit stuff about ice cream?
A tasty treat for while you screw.
Well, he's convinced that they are to blame, which honestly, like, I'm not going to defend the Terenzi brothers. Leave a comment down below. How do we feel about the Terenzi brothers? If you've seen this film, what's your takeaway on them? I think they're super fucking annoying, but I'd love to see what everyone else thinks about them because I could have done without their characters altogether. This is besides the point. So we get back to the station. Mooney's like, nah, fuck these people. I don't trust anybody. This is all conspiracy against me. I think he, like, thinks it's a personal attack on him by the whole town, so paranoid. Victim complex, can we say? Yeah, I think so. He takes the initiative to ignore all of the calls to the police station. He just lets the phone ring. He's like, no, I'm not fucking answering that. They're fucking with me. Okay, even if you did think that, what if a real emergency comes in? Like, what if somebody gets in a car accident or has a heart attack or like there's a fire? Well, you'd call the fire department, right? But still the cops would show up too. What was his logic here? I don't know. He's a horror movie cop, so he's automatically a trope, right? So he decides he's gonna ignore everything and pour a little bit of Jim Beam into a glass and call it a day. I wonder if the taxpayers paid for that, Mooney. I'm gonna start doing my eyes because I haven't even started them. I'm using this Beauty Bay palette. I want it to be very colorful today. You know, clowns and all that good stuff. I did notice, I bought this palette, I got it way on sale. Does anybody know what's happening with Beauty Bay? I had deleted the app from my phone because all it would come up with is an error message. So does anybody know what's happening with them? Are they going out of business? I hope not. Their eyeshadow palettes are like, the formula is underrated, and where else am I gonna find a palette like this with bright colors in it? Everybody's obsessed with like the same bullshit, clean girl, whatever. I need these big fun palettes to make a comeback. How am I supposed to find blue eyeshadow anymore? You can't. I don't know. This is a whole long tangent. So we go back to check on Deb, and she's decided she's gonna take a shower. She's gonna kind of wash the day off of her, as I think a lot of us would. She's still got that popcorn clinging to her clothes. I don't know, girl, are you wearing Velcro? Like, what's going on? But she kind of takes her clothes off. She throws her clothes in the hamper, but what's this? Moving popcorn? Peculiar. I wonder if that's gonna come back. I'm gonna do just a little bit of blending. Predictably, I've chosen kind of an ambitious eye look today, because who would I be if I didn't do that? But I wanted to do something fun and colorful. I brought the orange way too far over just now. I'm not afraid to admit that. Ooh, I wanted this to be more rounded. Kind of hard to create like a round shape on the eye. At least for me, I'm so used to kind of winging it and making it look more cat-like. It's kind of hard for me to keep it round. That's pretty. Purple and orange is a really good color combo that I never wear, like ever. And I don't know why that is. We kind of come across another clown. I'm skipping over a lot of the clown buffoonery because there's so much of it. Like, we would be here all day. But we come across another clown at a bus stop, and he sees these onlookers that are kind of waiting for a bus, and he starts doing these like shadow puppets on the wall. I don't know. The people waiting for the bus are very amused. I wouldn't be. I mean, do you trust that laugh? I sure the fuck don't. There's some tomfoolery going on around here, and I don't like it. I was right to be suspicious, because the clown's little shadow puppet turns into a T-Rex and then eats the people.
Holy shit!
This is what's happening. Like, I don't know how to explain it any other way besides what's going on. And what's going on is some fucking weird shit. It's very bizarre, and sometimes it's hard to explain, but this is what's going on. So anyway, the T-Rex eats the people, by people. It is what it is. And they get thrown into this clown's bag that has a bunch of popcorn in it. I know, more popcorn, but it will be explained. The popcorn is actually an important piece to this little puzzle. Let me just blend out some of this purple. But yeah, what the fuck are we watching? What's happening here on this day? Mike at least finally has a normal reaction. Well, kind of normal. He does try to run the clown down. He kind of manhandles the wheel away from Dave, and he's like, get in! Like, I'm gonna fucking run this guy down.
Dave, run him down! Mike!
But like, you can't do that, Mike. I feel like that's like trying to take an officer's gun or something. Maybe not that extreme, but still, you can't do that. You can't just take the wheel out of somebody's hands and try to run someone else over. You can't do that.
What are you doing, buddy? You could have gotten both of us killed.
I'm sorry, I freaked out a little bit.
Oh, okay. We're cool. So our boys, Mike and Dave, split up because now Dave's on board, right? He's seen it in action. He's like, holy shit, there are killer clowns from outer space that are trying to fuck shit up. So they split up. He is trying to get a hold of some backup. Obviously, he can't handle this all by himself. He's trying to get the state police on board. So they split up because obviously Mooney's not answering, right? He's decided that the whole town has a conspiracy against specifically him, so he's not answering. But they decide to split up and figure it out on their own. Green eyeliner needs to be more normalized. I feel like I never see anybody walking down the street with green eyeliner on, and I don't know why that is, because look at how pretty this like jade green color is. It is beautiful. Even if it wasn't such a crazy look, like you could do this with just like a beige eyeshadow and a dream, you know? Let's get back into it. So the boys split up. Dave's gotta go get the other police officers to help out, and Mike wants to warn the village people, the townsfolk, if you will. So he runs into those god-awful Terenzi brothers, and he wants to use their, I don't know what it's called exactly. Is it like a loudspeaker? The thing that an ice cream truck you can like speak into the mic and everybody can hear you. I don't fucking know what that's called. I'm like blanking for some reason. I'm brain farting. just a microphone? Is that what it's called? I don't know. He wants to warn everybody, so he tries to get the Terenzi brothers on board. They think that he's like pranking them or whatever, but they're like, okay, sure, whatever, you can use our truck. They want to check on Debbie too. This whole thing with Mike thinks Debbie's in danger. I don't know why Debbie is specifically assumed to be in danger. I don't know if it's just because he's like obsessed with Debbie, or I don't know if she's got that magic puss, but for some reason he's like, we got to check on Debbie. I think she's in danger. I'm just gonna put a little yellow around this because I feel like that's really gonna bring it to life.
Wake me up inside. I can't wake me up inside. Save me, call my name and save me from the dark. Wake me up.
That doesn't look bad. Hot. So yeah, Mike really sells this whole idea of going over to Debbie's. He entices the Terenzi brothers with something that I think would work on a lot of us.
Yes, she's got two. She's got two beautiful roommates with big boobs.
Do they like ice cream?
They love it. What are we waiting for?
That hooks them and they drive off to Deb's. So back at the cop shop, Dave shows up and he finds some really menacing footprints all over the place. It looks like something out of Blue's Clues or something. But he finds a kind of a creepy sight. This was the one part of the film that I thought was actually kind of spooky. He finds Mooney, remember the old timer that is kind of an asshole. He finds him and he's accompanied by a large clown, of course, because this is this movie, and he's being used as almost like a ventriloquist dummy, like a puppet, and the clown is like making him talk.
Hey, Dave. Don't worry, Dave. All we want to do is kill you.
So yikes. I'm not mad at that. That actually kind of creeped me out. It gave me the jeeps a little bit. I was like, okay, I'm on board again. Kind of. I'm like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So needless to say, I think Mooney's dead. It's a little heavy. But Dave does find out something very important at this part, the way to kill these clowns. Because he's kind of shooting at the clown and the clown's just like, like that's how they laugh. They laugh like, It's actually pretty good. That's exactly what they sound like. Sorry, really quick, I just want to put on this NYX Glitter Primer because I'm going to cover these eyes in glitter. But yeah, so the clown's fucking yucking it up, having a great time, like, I killed this guy. And Dave's not having it. He's shooting at the clown, nothing's happening, but then he hits the clown right in his schnoz, and that's how you kill these clowns. You gotta shoot him right in the fucking... I'm trying to think of another word for nose. Oh, snoot. You gotta shoot him right in the snoot. And he does that. He shoots this clown, and the clown kind of like spins around and turns into a ball of light. So I guess that means the clown's dead? It's unclear. I'm gonna blend out this. Oh yeah, that's pretty, that purple. We're gonna do it to the other eye too. Also, I'm gonna do in the inner corner just this like white color. I'm using the Beauty Bay Mini Charms palette. So this one's kind of like a shimmery little 9-pan that I got to work with my 42-pan matte palette. And they work really, really well together. Yeah, sometimes you just need a little bit of shimmer on those eyes. Sometimes you just need a little bit of a sheen. Can you even see that? I don't know. I'm gonna keep fucking with the eyes a little bit because they need some work, and I'm gonna get back into the story. So Debbie's got, like I mentioned earlier, she's got that magic puss. Everybody wants to go check on her. She's like this town's Cheryl Tiegs or something. On the way to Debbie's though, Mike and his 45-year-old best friends run into this clown parade. It's an insane clown posse. Clown parade is stealing all these people and turning them into cotton candy cocoons. Yes, you heard that right, a clown parade. We get back to Debbie's place to check on her, and we get to see exactly what that popcorn turns into. That moving popcorn that was kind of suspiciously slinking around on the ground. Yeah, it turns into the clowns. So I guess the popcorn is supposed to be the clowns in like their larval form. I don't know. I never thought I'd talk about this. So basically they're shooting their clown wad at everybody. I don't fucking like that. That's nasty. That's sick nasty. And I watch people get like fucking beheaded and shit, and I'm just unfazed. But I don't like the idea of this clown semen being shot out constantly from like little fucking guns, sitting in bags. Like, we're not doing that. I don't appreciate that, clowns. This movie is making me even more leery of clowns. So the clowns that are kind of coming out of the hamper, there's also one in the behind the mirror. They're coming out and like screaming at her, trying to kill her and stuff. And they look like, remember the demons in Black Roses? They look just like that. Like they're on par with each other. And if you haven't seen my review on Black Roses, please go check that out. It's an interesting journey for sure. If you like microwaved worm looking things that are disguised as demons or supposed to be demons, definitely check that video out. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear down below what the consensus is on these clowns coming from the popcorn. I want to hear your thoughts about this because I feel like that's sick nasty and I just want to know if I'm being overdramatic or not, because it's definitely possible. I don't know if you can tell by the general everything about me, but I am a bit theatrical and a bit dramatic. So not to worry, because Deb hits him with that good old Aquanet. Good thinking, Debbie. She gets away for the time being, but unfortunately she's outnumbered. I mean, there's clowns outside with like a trampoline that are like gonna bounce her away, I guess. I don't know what the point of the trampoline is. Maybe so they can get inside. I don't know. Clowns at the door, they're everywhere. So little Deb is outnumbered and they turn her into this like yellow polka dotted balloon thing. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. Why does Debbie always get to be special? Like, everybody else is being carried away in cotton candy cocoons and being killed and shit, and Debbie is still alive, just chilling out in a bubble.
Came down in a bubble, dog. I'm not fighting with you.
Can we all just take a minute to acknowledge that the man in that video, she came down in a bubble, dog? That's a Virgo male. There's no fucking way that guy isn't a Virgo. And if he's not, I'm gonna be super disappointed. I think it's gonna challenge everything I believe in. So she gets carried away by the clowns. She's the belle of the fucking polka dotted ball, apparently, and gets to be different and carried around in this yellow polka dotted ball. Mike and the Terenzi brothers roll up just in time to see her getting taken away in this ball. So almost had her, boys. Almost had her. I'm gonna start my contour. I got my little milk, my little toasted stick back. I know this thing is tiny, but this will last me like a year. I'm not even kidding. These little Sculpt sticks from Milk are such good quality. They're really actually cool toned for contour. They blend out like a dream. They're super good. And everybody looks at them and they're like, oh my God, they're so tiny, but like, you don't need that much like, this is a lot of contour. So Mike and the Terenzi brothers follow this clown parade, and Dave also shows up in his little cop car. He's coming on the scene. I think the Terenzi brothers like brake really hard and Dave rear ends them, so his car is basically crap, it's totaled. So he jumps into the ice cream truck and they're all off together to, again, fight the good fight. They decide that they're gonna go check out, because I think they lose the clowns. They lose them and they don't know where they're at. They have the bright idea of, well, if you're a clown, where would you go?
If you were a clown, where would you hide?
The amusement park.
Great!
All right!
So they're headed to the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, which if you don't know, I didn't know. It's this amusement park that's like right on the beach. It's beautiful. This is also the setting, I think, for the Lost Boys movie, which came out a year prior, I believe. So this amusement park is a pretty popular like hotspot for horror movies, I would say. The clowns roll up on the amusement park and they come across the security guard that's like, hey, you know, the park's closed. What are you guys doing? The clowns have this little gag where they get out of the car and it's, you know, there's like 40 of them in the car. Clown shit, right? Clowning around. Obviously, they murder this security guard. They gotta get him out of the way so they can get into the park. And they kill him in a very interesting way that I thought was fun and creative, actually. Again, I'm gonna give this movie its flowers where I can. They pie him to death.
What are you gonna do with those pies, boys?
I do like that this movie leans into the clown gags so much because they are clowns and it is ridiculous and it is somewhat self-aware, I would say, in how ridiculous the premise is. So I do want to say that I enjoy that they're leaning into that. I actually thought this was a pretty creative kill. They, like I said, they pie him to death. I can't tell if this is blood or if it's like a fruit compote. I'm not really sure. I think it's blood. But anyway, old security guard man over here turns into a large pile of goop. I guess you could say he turns into a pile.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I'm gonna do a little bit of bronzer actually for this. I just feel like I need something to kind of tie it all together. Yeah. Probably think it's a little bit funny that I always tap. But you want to tap off the excess powder with your brush, and I just use the compact itself, and that way you're not getting a shit ton of brown powder all over your face. So the boys roll up to the fun house where they have now invested their $1.8 million budget into 2 fog machines that are cranked up on high. The first thing I noticed in the scene, I was like, holy shit, fog machines are primed. And the guys are ready to raise hell. They're coming in there for their girl Deb. The one with the magic puss. And by raise hell, I mean fall into a ball pit with these 2 lovely ladies with huge knockers.
Are you Debbie's roommates?
Sure, Terenzi brothers. Those are Debbie's roommates. I want to blend out some of this blush a little bit here. This is such a pretty blush color. This is the Danessa Myricks blush. These need to be talked about 500% more than they are. They're incredible blushes. I'm being very light-handed with my, because look at that. I wasn't light-handed in that moment, and look at how fucking bright that is. I don't hate it though, honestly. Like, for what we're doing today, I kind of want like a really intense blush. But this is so pretty. That's my favorite type of blush. Just like a really rosy, peachy kind of vibe. I really like it. This one is just so pretty. I have a lot of her blushes. I actually use them all the time on this channel. Have you tried any of these Danessa Myricks blushes? They're incredible. Definitely would recommend 10 out of 10 cream blush formula. I think it has something called Upsolite technology in it, which means it's more blurring to the skin. I don't know. Science isn't always like my thing. Anyway, Mike and Dave are kind of walking around. They're looking for Debbie, and they find themselves in the same room that Mike and Debbie were in the top of the film. And they kind of run into this little guy, and he's drinking people juice. And by that I mean he puts a fucking bendy straw into one of these. I can't remember if it's a balloon or a cocoon. I think it's one of the cocoons. Puts a bendy straw right in there and starts just going to town on the world's most disgusting looking milkshake. I guess the whole point of all of this is for them to harvest people and drink their blood. That's kind of what it seems like they're doing. Harvesting people and drinking their blood through a crazy straw. It's unclear. They never really explicitly say, like, this is why they came to Earth, but the guys are trying to figure it out in this scene. They're kind of like, well, why are they here? What do they want? And then they show this, and I guess we're supposed to just know that they want to eat people. I don't know, man. At this point, they find Debbie, and she's miraculously alive. Like I said, I don't know what this woman has going on, but she's a lucky bitch. Let's just say that. And, you know, of course, Dave tells Mike, like, be careful, because Mike's trying to pop the balloon to get her out of it. And then a second later, Dave shoots the balloon.
Oh, careful, Mike.
Like, what the fuck, Dave? I get that you want to be the hero, but, like, you're kind of showing your ass here. What are you talking about, Dave? I don't know about Dave. He's kind of a weird guy. I kind of want more blush than that, actually. I think I'm gonna do a topper. A topper. That's pretty. Wow, that's pretty. So the clowns are alerted by the gunfire and a chase ensues. We also get my third, or maybe actually this might be my second favorite part of the movie, where they're running from the clowns and Mike pulls this gag.
Shit, another door!
I can't take this anymore.
Come on, open the door!
Another door!
Come on, Mike!
Another door! Another door!
I genuinely, what I would love to know about this movie is how these actors kept a straight face, especially Mike. I feel like he got a lot of funny dialogue and a lot of bits, and I love that for him. Like, low-key, this actor, his name's Grant Kramer, I think, he made me be able to get through this movie. Like, he was the best part, for sure, I would say. He was so funny. Like, just his line delivery at some of these parts is fucking wild. I love the another door. Does he talk like that? I don't even know. The gang gets to this room and they are surrounded by clowns. You know, the clowns have caught up to them. There's a ton of them in here. And we get this crazy Clownzilla comes down. He's like this enormous fucking clown. His name's Jojo the Clown, I guess. And he's here to fucking kick ass and take names. Isn't that it? Kick ass and take names? I think it is. I am not kidding. This is really happening in this moment. Clownzilla, Jojo the Clown comes down. These are words I never thought I'd say in the same sentence. He comes down from the ceiling and the other clowns are kind of like, oh, you know, hail the clown lord. I don't know. I don't know. I don't fucking know, you guys. Who the fuck watches this movie? I watched this one 3 times. I mean, I don't want to judge too much, but I'm judging a little bit because what the fuck is happening? Like, I don't even know anymore. He supposedly kills the Terenzi brothers here. He like smashes their ice cream truck and then it bursts into flames. I don't know what the deal was with 80s films and cars bursting into flame. I feel like I see this all the time in the movies that I review. Like, it's like one little mishap and the car bursts into flames. Does this happen that frequently that we need to include it? It's time for some lips. I mean, I wasn't sad because, again, I don't really like the Terenzi brothers, but I definitely wasn't expecting the truck to burst into flame. I don't know what I thought was going to happen. But have no fear. Dave, the mediocre white guy, is here. He's gonna save the day. He stays behind to fight Clownzilla so that Deb and Mike can get away. He is the hero. He's what are the words? Dave is my hero. He is the wind beneath my wings. I was trying to think of the song by Bette Midler, but I couldn't. So Dave decides to stay behind so he can fight Clownzilla and kill the clowns once and for all, and so that Mike and Debbie can scram and save themselves. Oh, and so that this woman with a mullet can just stand here making the same face. This is another part that I did like. I'm trying to focus on the positives because there was a lot that I did not like about this movie, so I'm trying to focus on the parts that I did like. This bitch with the mullet just standing there like, that's me. That's 80s version of Pale Kale, like just standing there like... Sorry, I just want to get my lips on, kind of. She just stands there expressionless while the clowns take off in their spaceship. Like, the big top starts spinning and they just take off. And I feel like if I was seeing that, I think I would faint or something. Or I'd be like, what the fuck is happening? Or I'd scream. Anything but this. She literally stands there expressionless as this fucking alien clown spaceship is taking off like this. I feel like that's her facial expression. Like, she's stoned or something. I don't know. I think the mullet adds some extra flavor to the shot, too. I really appreciated that. Oh, what a beautiful lip combo. I don't know. There's a certain deadness in those eyes. Maybe she's seen some shit and she's just like, hey, whatever at this point. I don't know. Maybe she's been on the force for too long. Anyway, the spaceship explodes when Dave pops Clownzilla's nose with his police badge. Because remember, you gotta hit these guys square in the snout to kill them. He pops Clownzilla's little clown nose. He freaks out and like turns into confetti and shit. At this point, I'm like, sure, whatever. I'm here for it. Dave kills the clown by, you know, booping the snoot with the little police pin that he's got going on, his little badge. And did you think you saw the last of Mullet Lady? Because you'd be wrong there. Yeah, she just can't seem to form a reaction, can she? She's over here looking like Weird Al Yankovic. I love her. Honestly, that might be my favorite character, Mullet Lady. She's unnamed, but she's memorable. The spaceship explodes. The clowns are gone. Hooray. And also, the fun little thing here, Dave is also alive. How he lived through the spaceship exploding, who can say? Who knows? We also have the Trenzy brothers. They're alive too. Remember how we thought they died because their ice cream truck literally fucking exploded? Psych! They're alive. Alive and well. They're covered in like ice cream or some shit. I don't know. They said that they hid in like the freezer.
Wow, what a ride!
Well, that's the last time we let you drive.
You're alive. Yeah, but I saw you guys get blown up in the ice cream truck.
Oh, that. Oh, we hid in the freezer with the ice cream.
Yeah.
Anybody want a dipsicle?
I don't know, man. I mean, the fall to Earth surely would kill them from that, like, height, but that's the least unbelievable thing in this movie, so I don't know why I'm fixating on that. So Dave runs over to Mike and Debbie. They're thrilled to see him. They're giving him a hug. I'm getting some vibes. I'm kind of thinking threesome. I don't know. That's what it's giving me. Debbie's a lucky lady. The movie ends with our lovely little love triangle over here all getting pied in the face from where, we don't know, because the spaceship has exploded, but I think it's supposed to just be a fun little end of the movie. They all get pied in the face, and we get our lovely little metal theme song making a reappearance, which I was happy about. I don't know if the pies in the face are supposed to be the pies that, like, kill you, that turn you into a pile of goop, like Officer What's-His-Tits, or if they're just fun little, like, it's a gag at the end of the movie. Who can say? All I know is I'm glad this movie's done. Now I get to talk about what I think about Killer Klowns from Outer Space, and there are a lot of thoughts running through the old noggin. All right, friends, so that is Killer Klowns from Outer Space. How we doing? We still here? Still listening to me? I understand why this movie stood the test of time. I do, because it's so ridiculously, inanely, absurdly, unfathomably insane. It's crazy. It's crazy. I can understand why people would be entertained by it. I tried to list the parts that I liked because there were so few. There were like 3 or 4. And I can understand why people would be entertained by the absurdity. I just personally couldn't get into this one. I'm not someone who like loves chaos. I'm a little bit of a control freak and a little bit of a perfectionist. When I'm watching something, I love for there to be like a linear story that makes sense. And there kind of is here. I think it was just the idea of it was so ridiculous that I just couldn't even get on board from the jump. And then there were all these characters that I thought were super annoying or like I just wasn't really invested in, I guess. Like Dave was fine. Mike was kind of funny because he was so over the top. Like he was just, his voice in general is funny to me, but I don't know, man. I tried. I mean, I watched this one 3 times to try to get into it. The first time, I almost didn't make it through the whole movie, but I really wanted to see it till the end because I was like, this is a really big B movie. I had seen snippets of it when I was a kid, but I had never fully seen the whole thing. And I was like, Kale, you gotta get through this, okay? You gotta. It did get a little bit better each time, like progressively it felt a little bit better. The second time I watched it all the way through again without taking notes to see if I could make it through it. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm strong enough. I'm like Mr. Incredible when he's like, I'm not strong enough. The third time, I took notes and sat down and kind of, really clocked it. I locked in, as the kids say. Doesn't Gen Z say that? I need to be locked in. This is K. Alley Yum Bougie Marshmallow. I wanted to do something kind of fun and youthful for this makeup look. This one's got like a strawberry milk note to it. It's got, I think, bubble gum in it too. It's really sweet. It's cotton candy sweet, and that's exactly why I chose that one. And it's pink, so goes with the theme. If there's anything I love, it's being on theme. Also, what do we think of this makeup look? I feel like it's super fun. I'm gonna lean in. You can kind of see the eyes a little bit better. I feel like it's super fun. I wanted to do something very colorful because this movie deserves nothing less than a very colorful makeup look. I like how it turned out. I think it's fun. I mean, my run through of it actually went a little better, I think. I had a lot of fun with this makeup look. I couldn't get past the chaos. Every single time I watched it, it felt longer than the next. Actually, that's not true. I literally just said it got progressively easier. That's not true. But it did feel long each time I watched it. I will say I wanted it to be creepier. I feel like they lost a big opportunity with the creep factor. I know that they just wanted it to be like, oh, this is kind of like a horror comedy, science fiction amalgamation type of thing, a little mashup. The actual clowns themselves are kind of creepy. They look fucking creepy. They're tall as fuck. Even the little guy is like, he still clears like 6 feet probably. They're tall. They're scary. The way they laugh, that like it's fucking creepy. So I feel like they missed an opportunity. Like that part with Mooney where he's like the ventriloquist dummy and he says, "Don't worry, we just want to kill you." That's scary. Like they really could have leaned into that more. I do want to give some credit to the kills. There were some really creative kills in this one that are very memorable to me. And if there's anything I hate, it's boring kills. Like just, oh, this person got stabbed and now they're dead. Whoopty shit, you know? Like I want something interesting. And this movie did not disappoint when it comes to creative kills. So I love that. I'm really trying to like fish for things, but oh my God, it was just so stupid. And I'm sorry. I know that a lot of people worked hard on this and a lot of work went into this film. I just don't like it. I mean, can I say that? Like, I just don't like it. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm gonna be shunned. I feel like I'm gonna be stoned in the town square again. Like, I feel like people are gonna be walking me down the street going, shame, shame.
Shame. Shame.
Like, I feel like I'm just gonna be excommunicated, but this is just how I feel. I'm perplexed by this one. It just didn't do it for me. It probably won't be something I watch again anytime soon. I think this might be a good thing to turn on at a party maybe because it's a little goofy, but I don't know. I just couldn't get on board with this one, you guys. I'm sorry. I really want to give the actors some flowers for this one because I don't know how they kept a straight face while saying cotton candy cocoons and all of the crazy lines that they had to say. Like, they deserve some credit, especially Grant Kramer, who played Mike. He did a really good job. I mean, the acting wasn't great. Like, the one who plays Debbie, she's a little shrill, you know? It was giving me a little bit of Judy vibes from Night of the Demons, and we all know how I feel about Judy. I hate to say it, but this one, I'm gonna give it 1.5 pumpkins. I appreciate what they're trying to do. I get it. It's supposed to be chaotic and messy and absurd. For me personally, it just didn't scratch that itch. It just didn't do it. This one was a request. So Lexi, I hope you enjoyed this review and I hope that you understand that sacrifices were made. I'm just kidding. I have no problem doing that. I'd actually love more requests, so please pile them on. I know I've gotten a couple in the comments on my last video, Last Shift. If you haven't checked that one out, please do. But yeah, this one just didn't do it for me. I know that people are going to be gagged because this is such a pivotal, monumental B movie, but didn't do it for me, and that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. So what else would you like to see from me? I would love, again, more suggestions. Maybe I should deep dive even more into like how these movies are made. I don't know. I'm not super interested in like the filmmaker aspect of it, but maybe I could dabble. What would you do if I just turned into a fucking light and then sped away like the clowns fucking do? I feel like I lost brain cells watching this.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul.
I'm sorry. I know that people love this movie. It just wasn't my cup of tea. I mean, I fucking love Friday the 13th Part 3. And like, no one likes that movie. That's like one of my comfort movies. I fucking love that shit. You're gonna look me in the eye and tell me that you can't appreciate the film where Jason first gets his mask? It's kind of fucked up, man. Let me know down below what you'd like to see next. And as always, thank you so much. This has been Beauty and B Movies with me, Pale Kale. I'll see you next time.